Hey, it's Greg here, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about why I find the OP-1 so inspiring. It's not quite a review, but I'm going to share my thoughts with why it inspires me to create. If you enjoy it, I hope you'd please consider subscribing. I'm trying to make 1 or 2 videos a week, mostly music related, so I hope you enjoy it. The first reason that I find the OP-1 so inspiring is actually pretty obvious. It's the portability. So the OP-1 is so small, you can pack it in your bag, and you can bring essentially complete system to make music on and create anywhere. So one reason this is inspiring is because you can be out and about, and if the mood strikes and you want to make something, you want to fool around, you just whip it out and get to work. The second reason I find the OP-1 so inspiring is just the versatility of it. So in one machine, you've got multiple synthesizer engines, you've got a sampler, you've got a drum machine, you've got multiple sequencers, arpeggiators, a ton of interesting effects, and you've also got a 4-track tape recorder. There's even more features to mention, but those alone mean that you can basically think of anything and try and make it on your OP-1, and I find that very inspiring. The third reason I find the OP-1 so inspiring is because it removes distractions. So when I'm on my computer, if I'm on my phone, I want to make music, but you get a message, you just end up looking at YouTube of other people making music. There's all kinds of things you could be doing instead of making music. And even though we do it for fun, or maybe you're a professional unlike me, but when you do something for fun, I find it's still work to get started. Even though it's fun, it's still work, right? So it's nice to remove those distractions and make it that much easier to get to work, and then you can be proud of what you create. So everything on here is to make music. There are no distractions. So that actually kind of brings me into the tangibility. And what I mean by this is you've got physical knobs and you've got physical keys, and everything you press affects sound. So rather than, you're in your DAW and you're changing parameters with your mouse, it kind of takes you away from that and it allows you to just feel everything. And obviously a lot of these reasons aren't, exclusive to the OP-1, but they all come together. The next reason why I find the OP-1 so inspiring is the unpredictability. So some people might see this as a bad thing, and I do see how it could be if you really know exactly what you want to do in a DAW or with other equipment. You can dial in your parameters and get exactly the sound you want. But one thing with the OP-1 is you never really know what you're going to come up with. So you kind of twist knobs and just wait until you think it sounds good and you use that, which actually can be really inspiring because it can kind of take you away from what you're used to. And I think a lot of people get into routines with creation, and it's really nice to kind of, kick you out of that routine. Another reason I find the OP-1 inspiring is that it's just fun. And it's not just that it's fun to use, it looks fun, it has fun graphics. There's all these, fun aspects to the OP-1 that make you want to use it. And sometimes the biggest hurdle, like I said, even though it's fun, it's work to have fun. And when you remove a hurdle and you just want to, play with the machine that you're using, it helps you create and it inspires you. Obviously, that's super subjective. I think it looks fun. I like the graphics. If you don't, then you probably won't like using the OP-1 that much. But I do love it. And I love how the graphics change while you're playing. It just makes me want to use it. The last reason I'm going to point out why the OP-1 inspires me is that there are limitations. So limitations are definitely a bad thing to an extent, but at the same time, I find personally I get overwhelmed when I have absolutely no limits. So the OP-1 has certain limitations, and I actually have a ton of fun working around them. So for instance, let's say I want to chop a sample to the drum sampler. You've got a max of 12 seconds. So I end up messing with the speed of which I'm sampling something, where I sample it to on the tape, what speed I play the tape at. It lets you solve these problems in creative ways. Sometimes you can come up with something you wouldn't have come out with otherwise. And as always, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you watching my videos, and if you have any comments on the OP-1 or anything else, leave them below. It'd be interesting to hear what inspires you guys and maybe what things about the OP-1 annoy you, and see you next time.